This is my grandma, Audrey McCarthy. She was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and vascular dementia about 4 or 5 years ago. Over time, her condition has decreased. She often acts like a child, is very defensive, and doesn't know what is happening around her. Alzheimer's disease is a brain disorder that affects memory, thinking, and behavior. One of the most common symptoms is memory loss, such as forgetting important dates or events, forgetting recently learned information, and needing a constant reminder of the same information. Other symptoms include difficulty to complete familiar or simple tasks, confusion with time or place, misplacing things and not knowing where you put them, decision-making or poor judgment, changes in mood and personality, and more. Currently, there is no treatment to stop Alzheimer's from progressing, but there are treatments to help some of the symptoms. Alzheimer's is a progressive disease where symptoms get worse as the disease gets worse over time. It is also the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. Depending on age and health conditions, you could live between 4 and 20 years after the symptoms of Alzheimer's are noticeable, but most live an average of 8 years. In a brain with Alzheimer's, there are fewer neurons alive and fewer connected. Losing these brain cells affects memory and more, and is the cause of Alzheimer's symptoms. People with Alzheimer's have brains that actually shrink because of the amount of dead and damaged brain cells.
Hi, why? Ooh, boo, boo.
So what grade are you in now?
10th grade.
Wow, 2 more years you'll be in college, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Good. What grade are you in, 10th grade?
Mm-hmm.
Good. 2 more years you'll be in college, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Good. You're 10th grade now, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 more years you'll be in college, yeah?
Yes.
Good. 6 o'clock already.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Mom?
I don't know.
I don't know where Elena is. I haven't seen her for days.
Elena's at paddling. I just saw her. Do you remember that I'm recording this?
No, I didn't know that.
Gwen Daly, 47.
Jason Daly, 44.
My name is Michael Daly. I am 22 years old.
My name is Elena Yoakum. I am 27 years old.
How on a good day is fun to be around. Always smiling. Always asking questions, even if sometimes it's the same question over and over again. But yeah, on a good day, she's just happy, quiet, content.
On a good day, Popo is happy. She likes to joke around. She laughs a lot. She laughs at your jokes. She dances. She talks in Chinese. On a good day, she's just happy, I would say.
High anxiety, unhappy, and frustrated. She gets caught in loops and will ask the same questions over and over again and get unhappy about the answers over and over again.
On a bad day, it can be very stressful. She gets really agitated. She starts calling everybody names, and she just loses control. She just isn't herself,
She'll say things like, I hope you die before me. You're just trying to take all my money. You're just trying to kill me. All of you are trying to kill me. And things like that.
I think her most common is that she hopes that you die, or that she wishes she never had my mom and that my mom never had me.
My Po raised me from a very young age, and sometimes when she gets mad at me, she'll tell me to go die or tell me that I'm not her grandson anymore. And that's the most difficult thing to deal with sometimes.
Well, I try to just have some empathy for what she must be going through. I described it to you and your brother as if you lose your keys or your phone, you get anxiety, and sometimes that comes across as anger. And she must be feeling that constantly, day in and day out. It's just, she can't even remember what she's forgetting.
For me, I just realized that there's not really anything that we can do about it at this point, except to embrace the good days and remember the life that she used to have and how she's helped all of us in the family before, and just keep that in mind as we try and help her through her difficult days and through everything that's to come.
I talk to my husband, I cry. After I drop her off, I cry every single time if it's just me. But it's really hard to see her just the way she is now compared to the way she was.
Growing up, I looked up to my grandmother. I took her for granted, for sure, but as I grew older, I realized how hard she worked to ensure that I had a good life. She was always there to pick me up from school, feed me. And she would cook for me all the time. And now she doesn't even know how to cook. She can't drive. It's really difficult seeing such an independent woman so restrained and restricted.
My mom's condition with dementia and Alzheimer's has affected my life because she's become something else that we have to take care of. Her condition has also become a fear of mine. So I'm constantly reminded of the threat that the disease poses to myself and therefore my family. And it's a big fear. So it's taken a huge toll in our lives. It's created just a lot more sadness and fear, I guess, and uncertainty. Also guilt, because dealing with an Alzheimer's or dementia patient, you're guilty all the time. You feel bad if you yell at them, but they frustrate you, and you feel bad when you have to seek outside help to help care for her, but it gets to a point that you and your family are not able to supply all the care that they need. So it's tough.
For me, she is most attached to me now. When I'm not with her, she asks where I am or what I'm doing or when I'm gonna see her again, and she kind of latches onto me. So for me, it's difficult to have a moment away from her or to have her go with other family or go with other people and just kind of let me have my time. And it's just, you sacrifice a lot because you have to be there to watch her and to feed her and to help her through her day. The time that you get to do what you want to do is kind of impacted by whatever kind of day that she's having or her activities or what you want to get done for her.
My mom was a pretty lively person. Now she can't walk very well. She does this little shuffle thing with her legs. She has an obsession with chocolate shakes. All she ever wants is a chocolate shake. And she gets very angry when she can't have one. But she doesn't brush her hair or put makeup on. Sometimes she dresses strangely, which my mom was a very put together woman. So it's hard to see her come out with disheveled hair and not a very put together outfit. It's difficult.
I would say that before Alzheimer's, she was a really strong, a really independent woman. She was a very hard worker. She was an immigrant. She didn't speak the language here, and yet she got a job. She raised her family. She brought herself up in the world to a secure financial situation where she could take care of her kids, her grandkids, her entire family. She brought her family over from China. She was just a very smart and hardworking woman. And I think now she's lost that tenacity and that spark. And for me, that's kind of the hardest part of it all, is that she used to be so independent and so strong, and she was there for all of us, and she took care of me especially a lot. And now she's the one that needs taking care of, and she's the one that we all worry about. And she always used to say she never wanted to be a burden, and because of the nature of the disease, you know, that's kind of what it is now, is that's just eventually what she will be, and she never wanted that for herself.
Like I said, she was a super independent woman. She was always willing to help out whenever she could, you know, and she was always happy-go-lucky. And now you look at her and you look in her eyes, and it's just blank. It's like there's nothing there.
I don't know if I have any advice except like what my husband told me when I was so frustrated with my mom as she started to lose her memory, and she was irritating and frustrating, and I was always angry at her. And he said, your mom's going to a place where she'll never come back from. So you should try to stay in the moment with her and appreciate her now, because you won't have her for very long. So I guess that would be what I would share with a family who's trying to go through that, is just to remember that they're going away to some place we can never get them from. And once they're gone, we're gonna lose them forever. So just try to take it day by day.
I would just try to understand how difficult it must be for the patient, and be as patient and forgiving and compassionate as possible. My experience seems that it's actually harder for the caregivers and the family and the loved ones than it is for the person that's actually suffering from the disease.
Even though she might not remember the years to come, just always cherish the time you had with them, because they'll become a different person and they'll lose themselves, but those memories are what I will cherish for the rest of my life.
I think it's definitely really important to talk to people, to talk to other people that may be going through the same thing as you, or to talk to a therapist, or to just kind of air your frustrations, air your feelings, your highs and your lows in like a safe space, because it's a lot on caregivers, and it's a lot to take on personally, and someone like me, like, I internalize everything. I internalize a lot, and I don't like to reach out for help. I don't like to share my problems with everyone else, and so for me that's been really difficult, but I think it's also been really beneficial, just to have someone to commiserate with on a bad day, or someone to just bounce ideas off of, because it's a real struggle day in and day out, and you need that support, you need that help. Otherwise, you know, you won't be able to care for your loved one with the disease.
Alzheimer's is a terrible disease that can not only affect one's life, but the lives of everyone around them. It is hard to watch this disease progress because the person slowly disappears right in front of your eyes. I know personally that my family struggled with watching my grandma over time. Resources that can help are websites such as alz.org and books such as Learning to Speak Alzheimer's to help you and your family understand what is going on and how to help. Associations such as Aloha Chapter also provide support groups to talk with others going through the same thing, many other programs, and a helpline available at any time. If you are noticing some early signs or symptoms in someone, it could be helpful to get them to the doctor to get the help they need. My grandma sees many neurologists to help watch her disease as it progresses and to try to slow it down. Alzheimer's may be hard to deal with, but there are ways to make it easier. Hopefully one day soon there will be a cure.